What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to Not So Pro Football Talk. It is Tuesday. It is 6 o'clock, so you know what that means. It's time for some fantasy football talk. Now, we're going to get deep into it, and if you're wondering why I'm wearing these glasses, it's because I've been crying all weekend long, and I just do not want to show you guys what I really look like. We lost to the Bears. That should just explain enough, okay? And today, we're not going to talk about those games, because today we're talking about fantasy football, all right? So I don't want to see one comment. The Bears or let's go Seahawks or anything like that. We're talking strictly fantasy today.
Strictly fantasy. I love it.
Strictly fantasy. Hope you guys are ready because I'm ready. Let's get right into it. Ooh, that's a lot brighter. Okay, you guys. So a lot happened this past week, okay? There's a lot of upsets that happened. There's a lot of players that got injured, some big name players, and there's a lot of great memes out there because if you're on TikTok, there's this TikTok where Dak Prescott comes out is like, oh, you're playing fantasy? Well, I'm a fantasy quarterback. I'm on top of the list. Whatever, dude. You suck. You're injured. Okay. And he didn't suck because he got injured. He got injured in the fourth quarter. So they just weren't doing good. Him, Ezekiel Elliott, CeeDee Lamb, where I wasted a draft pick on. Horrible. It's okay. So if you want to talk about must get rid of players, Cowboys. Everything Cowboys, get rid of them now.
Jump ship. We're jumping ship
We're
already.
jumping ship. We're out.
No.
We're out on the Cowboys, dude. We're done. Okay, I don't care. Oh,
they're the only team in week 1 to not score a touchdown.
What else do you want, dude?
Bro.
What else do you want? So jump ship. I'm trying to get rid of CeeDee Lamb. So if you're in my fantasy league, goodbye, CeeDee Lamb. If your name's Muhammad Grabi, I just got one thing to say. Hey, what's up? 3 league openers in a row. What's up?
Jeez.
Anyways, okay. But speaking of Dak Prescott, obviously he's a quarterback, so he got injured. He will be out. Jerry Jones has hired something to say he predicts him to be here in 4 weeks. I don't think
That's
so.
Wild.
Yeah, that is as wild. It's not going to happen. I don't care how much money you got. What's going on, Nestor? Appreciate you being here live. He has to get surgery on that thumb. He's going to be out for, at the very least 6 to 8 weeks. At the very least. Okay, so you might be seeing some Ben DiNucci, some Cooper Rush, some Jimmy G, maybe some Jordan Love. We'll see. I don't know. But we need a quarterback. Okay, we need a quarterback to fill in the spots. Okay, because even quarterbacks that did as bad as Joe Burrow, who had 4 interceptions and a fumble, they still got 18 points. Still. So don't jump shit on Joe Burrow, okay? Don't jump ship on him. He will survive and he will lead your team. If he could get 18 points with 5 turnovers, it's hard to win a game with 5 turnovers, and they almost did it. Okay? Stay calm. Stay cool. Joe cool. And he's going to carry you out of victory. But let's talk about some quarterbacks. What quarterbacks are on the waiver wire that could help you win your fantasy league or your fantasy games, okay? Real quick, I want to get into 2 quarterbacks. I'm not really high on these guys, but you know what? They're available, and it's a quick fix. If you want to win right now, this is a quick fix because of their matchup in week 2, okay? Number 1, I want to talk about Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz had an amazing game. He's available. He's only rostered 3.4% of leagues. So he's out there and he's available. A lot of people are going to try to pick him up. He did score 30 fantasy points. I got his stats right here. His completion was 27 for 41, not the greatest, but he had 4 touchdowns. 4 touchdowns.
2 picks.
But 2 picks. Yeah, 2 picks, but 4 touchdowns. But if that man's getting 30 points and you're with the Washington Commanders, they're spreading the ball around. There's another player I want to talk about, and it's actually my blue chip player, but we're going to get into that a little bit later on. Another quarterback I want to quickly announce. I don't know if these guys have any more quarterbacks, but I got Baker Mayfield. As you know, I'm not too high on Baker, but you know what? He is playing against the New York Giants. Okay, they did play good. They played very well. The defense, we've seen them. They could let up a lot of points. And Baker Mayfield, he likes to fight. He likes to throw the ball. Robbie Anderson actually did pretty well. Okay, even though that connection's not there, person to person, that connection in football-wise, it was pretty good. Okay, Baker Mayfield can't do it. He still has that dog in him. He's only rostered in 12.5% of leagues, so he's out there. He is available. He was 16 for 27, so a little better. He scored 26 fantasy points, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. So a lot of that was just him throwing the ball down the field. So good for him. So those are 2 quarterbacks that can help you win this upcoming week. Okay, it's a quick fix. I don't think it's a season-long fix, but it's a quick fix just in case you're trying to replace a Dak Prescott, or if you're disappointed with a Trey Lance, or if who else did bad? Someone else did bad, right? I don't know. But yeah, those two
Derek Carr.
Derek Carr. Yeah, that's another disappointing team. I had the Raiders winning that game just because I thought they had that dog in them. Turns out not so much. Not so much. But yeah, those are two quick guys. Carson Wentz, Baker Mayfield. Do you guys have any quarterbacks you want to add in there?
I do not, no.
Yeah, I want to say I don't either. I've seen those guys and how much points they scored, but I want to tell you a guy to stay away from, and that's Geno Smith. I know he just did good or decent, in my opinion. He outplayed Russell Wilson, in my opinion, this past game, but I don't think he's going to be able to replicate it over and over and over. So if you guys were high on him, just like I am, don't add him.
What?
It's not going to work out in the long run. Just like AJ said, if you're looking for a quick fix and you have nobody else, maybe Geno will do good this week against the Niners, but I highly doubt it, especially because the conditions that the Niners are going to play in this next game are not going to be as horrible as they were at Soldier Field. So look for that defense to probably step up and probably put a hurting on Geno this week.
It was bad. That was horrible conditions. But you know what? Our defense was as advertised. Our defense played very well. They did. Okay, we did have some broken coverages, but I can guarantee you this: our defensive front is a lot better than the Broncos' defensive front. So, but I like the way the Seattle Seahawks played. Okay, it reminded me a lot of Jimmy G play style for the San Francisco 49ers. Just quick and easy, very QB friendly, quick and easy. A lot of run. Rashad Penny's a dog back there. But yeah, good stay away. I like that, Vince. Good factor. So if you had any quarterback questions, I hope that helped you out. I think 2 is enough. If not, then you could go out there. You could probably pick up someone like Tua because he didn't have a negative game. He had a pretty good game, not too bad. And he has weapons all around him. He has, Jalen Waddle, Tyreek Hill. To shout out to that guy that told me that Tyreek Hill wasn't going to do anything for fantasy. Yeah, what's up, dude? Another guy I want to say hi. But let's go to running backs. Okay, so we had a lot of running backs that weren't as they seem. Okay, kind of like Damien Pierce. He did okay, but he only played 28% of snaps, which is not enough to win you your fantasy league. Or if you had a run-heavy back like Elijah Mitchell for the San Francisco 49ers, he's out. He's going to be out for at least 8 weeks. That's a big hit. That's a big blow. So what do? I got this question earlier today. Hey, do I pick up the backup for the Niners, which is Jeff Wilson Jr., or do I pick up James Robinson? I'll tell you what. I would have put all my eggs for Jeff Wilson Jr. because the Niners are a 3-headed monster. Okay, they're going to share that ball. And there's this young stud, a rookie named of TDP, Tavon Davis-Price, who will step it up for the San Francisco 49ers, lifting him up and giving him some practice times or some game time. Nick De La Rosa, appreciate you being here live, man. Go Cowboys. Happy belated birthday, my man. I'm so sorry that these guys didn't say happy birthday yesterday. That's so messed up, dude.
I didn't know.
Messed up. I hope you enjoyed your birthday gift yesterday in fantasy. Hey, what's up? Pete,
oh my gosh.
So dang it, Higgins. And everyone told us, why don't you have T. Higgins in your top 10? Why don't you have T. Higgins as a top wide receiver? Do you not know what he's going to do? I know exactly what he's going to do. He's going to share the ball with the whole entire team because the entire team is talented. Okay,
and also get a concussion.
Yeah, right.
But that's fine.
Yeah, we didn't know that part, but
right. Reed, come on, Reed. Don't be that guy right now.
I'm not being that guy.
You're being that guy.
I'm defending him.
Hey. Nick,
that's why he got low points.
Is Reed being that guy right now?
Still trusting T. Higgins. All right.
Still trusting T. Higgins.
Yes, he got a concussion. That's the only reason that he didn't get all points.
Well, I'm not saying let go T. Higgins. Don't jump ship. Oh no, he's going to get you some points.
Like AJ.
What? No. I'm just saying he's not a top 10 wide receiver in fantasy.
All right.
That's all I'm saying. Hey, that's all I'm saying. Don't jump ship on him. Just like Joe Burrow. Okay, Joe Burrow had a horrible game. He had a horrible game, and they're still in it. Okay, they're going to have a lot better games in the future. They're going against a very how do you say it? A defeated team. Okay, the Dallas Cowboys. They're playing against the Dallas Cowboys week 2, and right now their mentality it's real low. They lost a lot, and they didn't do so hot. They're losing Dak Prescott. It's a huge hit to that team. Got ruled out in the first half, cost me the dub. Who were you going against? I remember. I think you're going against Vince, right? That's a fun week. But yeah, man. If you're looking for fantasy wide receivers, I got a few for you. My blue
Yeah.
chip fantasy wide receiver, blue chip, okay, because I got a lot to say about this dude. I forgot his name already. I have him right here. Curtis Samuel for the Washington Commanders. Never did I ever think I was going to talk about a Commanders player. I know I talked about Carson Wentz earlier, but Curtis Samuel, he found the Debo in him. Okay. He did, honestly. He was 8 for 11 in targets, 55 yards. He had 4 rush attempts for 17 yards. He ran the ball 4 times. That's insane. They're utilizing this guy all over the place. Terry McLaurin, clearly the wide receiver 1. But Curtis Samuel, he's going to be utilized no matter what. He had 11 targets. 11 targets. That is great. I think he played 5 less snaps than Terry McLaurin, which is huge. And I know they have that rookie wide receiver, Johan Dodson, which played phenomenal, by the way. But, I believe he only had 6 targets. 6 targets. So 6 compared to 11. Yeah, I think Curtis Samuel's favored here. I do think they have a bigger plan for him as far as using him for the rush attack and for the passing. It's going to be great. I think he can help you out as a great high-end flex or a low-end wide receiver too. So Curtis Samuel, remember the name because he will play the game.
Okay.
You guys got a wide receiver to help out Pete? He has T. Higgins, dude. Help him out.
Oh, Pete, we got a bunch for you, man. So I want to go off saying that I had Curtis Samuel on my list too. That guy just stood out like crazy. I have Jahan Dodson on my list. Just like AJ said, he was a little bit lower than Curtis Samuel in receptions, but he did have more receptions than Terry McLaurin, which is very, very kind of weird in my opinion. Terry McLaurin was covered up by those number 1 cornerbacks. He only had 4 I believe it was 4 receptions. I'm not too sure on how many passes he had thrown to him. But another guy that I really want to talk about that nobody has on their radar, in my opinion, because he's not even rostered on any league. His name is Greg Dortch. I hope I'm not really botching that. I'll put the name up here so you guys can search him up. But he is from the Arizona Cardinals, and he is a guy that had a lot of production. I believe he got 11 passes thrown to him, 7 receptions for 63 yards. And he was on a team that was doing very, very bad the entire game. He didn't get a lot of points, in my opinion. So I believe it was only 13.3. But he is a guy who's getting a lot of share targets there from Kyler Murray. And he's just like Kyler Murray. He's 5'7".
Oh my gosh.
I believe that's why the connection is there, man. They have like this telekinesis or whatever.
Okay.
They talk to each other.
You're losing me, man. You're losing me.
But we'll keep it here. I just think Greg Dortch is going to keep it going, especially because DeAndre Hopkins is not in right now. So if he's available, which he should be because he's not on anybody's fantasy lineup right now, go ahead and get him. He's a guy who's a little bit risky, but the turnout could be tremendous for you because Kyler Murray really trusts in the guy, and this guy is really fast on the field, and he's got good pass route running.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay.
Reed, you got any wide receivers, dude?
I'm gonna go with Jarvis Landry. It's a little bit more of a scary pickup. I think he got 18 points last week. Very, very good. He's only on 27% of rosters right now. But he got 7 receptions. That's pretty good. So he's shown week 1 that he can be a part of this offense. Now, maybe the reason why he had so many yards and stuff was because they were playing the Falcons. Maybe he won't be able to do as well moving forward. But at the end of the day, he's part of this offense. They're going to throw the ball to him, and the Saints look pretty good.
Nice.
Not bad.
I like that. I got some other guys that you might want to hear because honestly, after week 1, you saw a lot of people you did not expect step up. Okay, and the roster percentage right now is just so low that you have to take advantage of this. And I'm going to talk about Robbie Anderson. Okay, Robbie Anderson for the Carolina Panthers, he did great. Okay, and really why I think he did so well is because they only had 2 wide receivers basically. It's DJ Moore and then Robbie Anderson, and then CMC is going to do his own thing. I do believe CMC is going to have more more of a responsibility in that offense to get more carries and get more touches in the future. But right now, they're feeding off of DJ Moore and Robbie Anderson. He caught 5 of 8 targets, 102 yards, and he got a touchdown. And you know what? He finished off with 24 points. That's a huge plus right there. So what we know for sure about Robbie Anderson is that he will be utilized. 100% be utilized. So that's one guy I like. Another guy I do like is for DJ Chark. I talked a little bit about him. I'm not the biggest fan of golf, but you know what? We've seen this guy perform in 2019. He went out there and he was an absolute dog. He got injured the following year, and now he's with the Detroit Lions. And you know what? He might not get as many targets as Amon-Ra St. Brown, but this guy's yak yards, his yak stats, it's just phenomenal. He is an absolute dog. Once he has the ball in his hands, he will make plays happen. And that's exactly what he did. He did phenomenal. That's another low-tier wide receiver that you could pick up right now on the waiver wire. So if you guys can find those players, there's a lot of great players out there. Joshua, what's going on, man? Appreciate you being here on the show live. Says Patterson or Brandon Cooks at flex week 2. Okay, so we got Cordero Patterson, I believe you're trying to say, and Brandon Cooks. Honestly, Cordero Patterson had a great game, phenomenal game. They are going up against the LA Rams, which we were kind of disappointed with in the season opener. So I don't know. I kind of like Cordero Patterson a little more here. Just depends if you're in a PPR league, because it doesn't matter what type of rush they're going to get from the Atlanta Falcons. You kind of want them to get a rush, right? So they could get rid of the ball, do that simple check down. Cordero Patterson is going to be running the ball like crazy, and he's going to be catching the ball like crazy just because Marcus Mariota needs to make plays happen. He's going to scramble. He's going to find the easy guy, which is going to be Cordero Patterson. Brandon Cooks, I like him. He did decent, but what is he going to be like week 2? Are they going to have a good game? I'm not totally convinced about them. And they're going to be playing against the Denver Broncos. They have to prove a point. These Broncos do. They lost their season opener. This was supposed to be a blowout game. No offense, Vince, but that's how it was projected to be. I did a pick'em sheet, and no one and their mother picked the Seattle Seahawks.
I did.
This guy did, but he wasn't participating, right? But for me, if you had to choose between Cordero Patterson and Brandon Cooks, I like consistency and I like safe. Okay, so if you want that home run hit, I still think it'll be Cordero Patterson. Yeah. That guy's going to see the ball and he's going to see touches. So especially in a PPR league, good flex right there. Great flex right there.
I agree with that.
Thank you.
Especially since Brandon Cook's going to be going against Patrick Surtain, and I forgot the name of their other cornerback, his number 23. That guy was all over DK Metcalf. The only thing that DK Metcalf had over him was the length at the arm position. So he's going to be locked up. Brandon Cooks is a fast, short guy, but I don't think that he has the manpower and the ability to be able to get unstuck from those guys, because those guys were stuck on all of our receivers like glue. The only thing that was doing us well is when we had them in the play action type funk. So they were in a zone coverage instead of a man coverage. So that's the only thing. And that's the only reason why we're actually passing the ball pretty good. So yeah, I believe Patterson is too. But before we leave wide receivers, I don't know if anybody else has any, but nobody's really talked about Devin Duvernay. Now, Lamar Jackson has always been said that he's not a true quarterback, right? He's a running quarterback, everything like that. But I don't believe in that, because Devin Duvernay showed that without Hollywood Brown, Devin Duvernay can step up. And he didn't get a lot of receptions now, but he was 100% with his receptions. So he went 4 for 4, 54 yards, and 2 touchdowns. That's looking like how Hollywood Brown would. Hollywood Brown was fast, a little bit lanky, so he was always that touchdown reception guy. And now that's Devin Duvernay, and Lamar Jackson likes him. I believe it's Duvernay's second year with the Ravens, and I think he's going to keep the production up. So he had 21 points, and even if he has 1 touchdown, it's still a 15-point guy per game. In my opinion, he won't get a touchdown every single game, but I'm looking for those receptions and those yards to get up as well. Ooh, question time.
I love questions, man.
Let's see. I have Derrick Henry, Aaron Jones, and Darrell Henderson. Should try and trade any. I have Cortland Sutton, DJ Moore as wide receivers. Should I try and grab a better wide receiver with 2 for 1? Ooh.
Okay, so I'm not going to be the biggest fan of Cortland Sutton, especially after what I saw this past or yesterday. I just saw a lot of inconsistency, a lot of very questionable play calling. There's no question when it comes to Russell Wilson, but the play calling is where I was just like, what's going on over here? It wasn't even just the last few seconds of the game or the last minute of the game. So Cortland Sutton, I just think is super consistent. I don't like that. DJ Moore, I do like him because, like I said earlier, DJ Moore, Robbie Anderson are really the only two wide receivers that Carolina has, and we will be utilizing more CMC later on. So I do have high hopes for DJ Moore. But Derrick Henry, Aaron Jones, and Darrell Henderson, if you were to trade one, Reed's our Packers guy, but I'll put in Cortland Sutton in there. And honestly, I might put in Darrell Henderson just because I'm not a big fan when it comes to the Rams running backs. It's very inconsistent, and you don't know where you're to get week to week basis. Yeah, Akers wasn't as it seems. He did get a little banged up, but we could easily see him bounce back and take that lead role again. And Henderson, even though he did good, like I said, when it comes to running backs for teams such as the Rams, 49ers, I can't say this anymore, but it used to be the Miami Dolphins. Inconsistency is where it's at. They run a three-headed monster. They like to rotate their backs. So I'll probably put in Darrell Henderson and a Sutton for a mid to high tier wide receiver while you still can. Just do not get CeeDee Lamb. Promise me, don't get CeeDee Lamb. Stay away from that.
All right. As far as
y'all agree here, what do y'all think?
As far as the Aaron Jones things, I'm very flip-floppy on this. I think, last week, A.J. Dillon got double the carries as Aaron Jones. A.J. Dillon got 10, Aaron Jones got 5. Why are we paying Aaron Jones so much money for him only carried the ball 5 times? I have no idea. But I think I think there's going to be a commitment to get Aaron Jones the ball more this next week, but it is very concerning off of week 1 for that to happen. So I'm very torn as far as what you should do. If you find the perfect trade, I think you definitely need to upgrade your wide receivers. So if you find the perfect trade, maybe trade him. Maybe.
Yeah. Upgrading wide receivers, especially if that's your wide receiver 1 and 2, Cortland Sutton and DJ Moore, definitely to upgrade it. They're on your bench. I mean, you're in a good position. I don't know who your starters are, but you know what? It's always good to keep on trying to get your team better. Okay, so great question, Isaac. Appreciate you being here. Joshua, Isaac, I believe it's the first time I've seen y'all here in the show. Appreciate you guys being here live. Honestly, if you're feeling generous, hit that subscribe button. It helps out a ton. Appreciate y'all's questions and input here. But yeah, I like your pick there, Vince, with Devin Duvernay. He did see the end zone a lot. The only thing is, I'm a little afraid because, as we all know, they are not a pass-heavy team, and they did share the ball a lot. With Rashad Bateman, my boy. He saw the end zone. I was super excited about that. But Devin Duvernay, he did great. Definitely a guy to look out for, but I feel like he'll be somewhat of a Mike Williams, a 2021 Mike Williams, where he does great in the first half of the season, that kind of falls off. He says, yeah, those are his starters. Yeah, hey, no problem, dude. No need to thank us. This is why we're doing it. We love doing this all the time. But yeah, I definitely want to upgrade that wide receiver room, brother. But yeah, appreciate the questions. Because Jackson is a ball hog. Pete, I sense a little bit of jealousy here.
Oh my gosh.
Are you mad that Jackson's healthy? I'm just kidding. But no, he's a playmaker. That's what he is. And you know what? They like to run the ball because when J.K. Dobbins does get healthy, and he will be healthy, and he will be a huge factor. So if you guys do have J.K. Dobbins on your bench, hold on to him. Okay, don't jump ship just yet. Okay, he's going to do some phenomenal things. Lamar Jackson is going to do Lamar Jackson things, and their wide receivers are going to, for best, doesn't matter if they're wide receiver 1 on the Baltimore Ravens, they're at best they're going to be a low tier wide receiver 2 or a high tier flex for your fantasy football league. Oh, Pete, appreciate you being a team player, man. It's awesome. It's been an awesome week for fantasy. Honestly, a lot of my players hit. I had some players that didn't hit, like Robert Woods. I thought he was going to get a lot more action than what he did. Oh, yeah. He didn't really perform. Burks didn't really perform either. That rookie for Treylon Burks, the rookie for Tennessee. And Derrick Henry didn't perform, but who did for Tennessee? I got his name right here. Dontrell Hilliard.
Yeah.
Dontrell Hilliard, that guy showed out. Okay, he is the running back 2, and he is available. He's rostered in less than 1% of leagues, you guys. He is not in anyone's roster. Pick him up. This is why. I know he's a wide receiver 2. He only rushed the ball 8 times. Only 8 times. But this is why I like him. He had 61 reception yards and 2 reception TDs. So obviously, they're using him in the red zone. And obviously, defenses know that they're going to stack up the box against Derrick Henry. So when you have that passing attack, which kind of seems like he may be his favorite wide receiver 1 as a running back 2, this guy's going to get you some points in a PPR league. He is a diamond in the rough. I do feel like inconsistency will be there a little bit, but you know what? As he'll be a great flex player for you, just because these teams they expose the Titans. They expose the Titans. They don't have a passing game, or should I say, a deep threat game. You know, they were too afraid to try things out with Treylon Burks. They're too afraid to try things out with a veteran, banged up wide receiver in Robert Woods. So Dontrell Hilliard, might be a good look for you. A cheap look. You know, you could pick him up, have him for a couple of weeks, use him for trade value, whatever you like, man. But it'll be a great flex for your fantasy team.
Not bad, not bad.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you.
You got anybody at tight end? Because I do.
Let me hear your tight ends. Let me hear your tight ends.
You have something, Reed?
I have something.
Oh, don't start, Reed.
Guys,
you know what? Do it. I like it. I like it.
All right. I may sound like a broken record, all right? But you guys have been listening to me. You've been listening to me. He was drafted a little bit, and then he's gone up 4% on roster. So I know you guys been hearing me. I'm talking about Bobby Tonyan, Robert Tonyan, all right? Guys, he only had 3 receptions, all right? 3 receptions for 33 yards, I believe. But guys, he was only in 33% of the snaps because we were limiting him because he's just coming off the ACL tear. Once those snaps go up, so will his catches and so will his yards and touchdowns. The thing with Robert Tonyan, Aaron Rodgers loves that guy, and he's going to constantly target him, just like he did on against the Vikings week 1. He was constantly looking at him. He's going to put up good points. This is the time to grab him. If you guys wait too long, you're not going to be able to grab him. AJ and Vincent here, they didn't draft him like I did, and I'm in all their leagues, so they don't have the chance to do it, unfortunately. Guys,
we're going to have the chance in a few weeks, man, when you drop him.
I'm not going to be dropping him. I'll promise you that I will not drop him.
Okay.
You're going to drop him like Christian Watson dropped that touchdown pass.
Okay. Hey, you were the Christian Watson fan right here. This is you, AJ.
I am. You don't think I was disappointed? It was huge. Like, of course, naturally I was rooting for the Vikings because I have high hopes for them. Yes. But I was like, that's Christian Watson down there, and he just missed it. It was a perfect. Yeah,
he had the potential to have a legendary start to his career, and he dropped it.
He would have changed his whole life right there. He would have changed it.
Would have changed the game. Would have changed the Packers.
Now Aaron Rodgers hates him.
No, that's not true.
He does. He does.
Okay, let's get back to Robert Tonyan. Why do you guys not like him?
Like who?
Bobby Tonyan.
Hey, I like him. It's just his production is not up yet. I don't think it's not going to be up for a while.
You guys, it's gonna go up. It's gonna skyrocket. Watch.
You know whose production is not going to go up? I'm going to get off the tight end if you guys are ready. I think Vince has a tight end though, right?
I do. I'll talk about him very briefly. He's not a big show guy, but his name is Gerald Everett. He plays with the LA Chargers. He's a decent guy. So if you're having troubles, who is the Falcons tight end, because he was irrelevant.
Kyle Pitts.
Kyle Pitts, exactly.
I was telling you guys.
3.9 points. Yeah. So if you're having problems with Kyle Pitts, because Patterson has taken all the love over there, he scored 14.4 points. He had 3 receptions, 54 yards, and a touchdown. So the Chargers didn't look too hot on offense right now. But right now, Gerald Everett is making his home there after he had departed when he was with us at the Seahawks. But so now it's LA Chargers time and Justin Herbert. So I think that Gerald Everett is going to continue to get more receptions, especially when Keenan Allen is hurt right now with a hamstring injury. So look for his production to go up as well, especially in the end zone area. But other than that, we can go ahead and go on with what you needed, AJ.
All right. Well,
Sure.
I wanted to respond to this. If you're talking about Christian Watson, you're right. He didn't target him the rest of the game, basically.
He hates him.
He hates him probably.
hates him.
But that is his fault. That is Aaron Rodgers' fault. If you watch the tape, you can see Christian Watson open on almost every single route. He's gonna watch that tape and realize his mistake, and he will be targeting him moving forward.
I like it.
I think he might just do some witchcraft and change back the tape with Blue Water, Mrs. Blue Water, right? Is that her name?
I don't know what her name is.
I don't know her name.
I think that's why he got a haircut, Reed.
Is that how he merged with the water? The ocean?
He merged with the water. He became one.
Here's my thing, Reed. I think he cut his hair, and his girlfriend is using his hair for all her spells. So he goes out there.
My God.
It's like a little ratatouille deal.
She's catching it when it was getting cut.
Yeah.
She's selling it on eBay. I actually found it. I bought some the other day. I bought a bundle. A bundle. But anyways, this is the last player I'm going to talk about. Player, okay, whose production is going to go down. Okay, but if you need a quick fix, a quick replacement for your wide receiver position, I'm talking Rex Burkhead, okay? I think eventually they will move on to Damien Pierce as the go-to guy, but right now they're sticking with a veteran, and that's who they trust, okay? He's only rostered in 2% of leagues. He had 40 rush yards and 30 reception yards, so he's being used all over the place as a receiver, as a running back. He's being utilized a good amount, all right? And he also got a touchdown, I believe. So if you want a guy that's going to put you up some points in a great flex position, this is the guy to fill in a quick fix. Like I said, this is not a long-term deal. If you want to win this week and the following week, put this guy in. Okay. Other than that, if you're looking to have to handcuff some players for later on in the season, it ain't it. Okay. Now I want to get into one of my favorite topics. Okay, Vince knows what time it is.
Defense time.
It's time for some defense. Okay, so if you're like me, I like to switch on my defense every week. This past week, the Denver Broncos pretty much screwed me. I thought it was a lock. I was up by 30 points in one of my fantasy games, and I had the Denver's defense. I was like, oh, this is a dub right here. It scared the living hell out of me. Okay, I thought I might have lost. But fortunately enough, they did have a fumble recovery, and they did sack the quarterback once, so it was just enough to put me ahead of the game. But yeah, this upcoming week, here's some defenses that you could pick up to help you win your fantasy week. That's right. You. I want you to pick up these defenses. All right. One, I got the Cleveland Browns going against the New York Jets. And yes, I know, hey, stop picking on the Jets, but you know what? I just don't think they have it going just yet. They haven't found themselves. They haven't found that rhythm. I was totally wrong about Joe Flacco. That guy sucks. Okay, should not have won a Super Bowl. He blows. I think the Cleveland Browns defensive front is going to have a field day, and it's going to earn you a lot of points. Okay, next up. Oh my gosh, I don't even know if I should even say it. I'm going to say it. I got the Buffalo Bills. They're probably not available, but the Buffalo Bills are going against the Tennessee Titans. And from what we saw from the Tennessee Titans, we're not very impressed. They lost to the New York Giants for crying out loud. Like, how do you even go about that? Next up, I said this. I didn't say this earlier, but I'm going to throw Reed a bone here. I'm going to go with the Green Bay Packers going against the Chicago Bears. And this is not any hate because the Chicago Bears did beat the San Francisco 49ers. This is no hate whatsoever. We're going to have good, clear conditions. And that defense for the Packers, they're legit, okay? If you feel like they didn't show out against the Vikings, it's because they have a very dynamic offense, okay? So it's not showing that Packers are lacking defensively. Did they have the greatest game? No, but they're a really good defense, and I feel like it will show during this game against a very high Chicago Bears team that think that they're all that in a bag of chips. Well, they ain't, okay? So pick up the Packers defense. It'll help you out. If you want to really get desperate, I would even pick up the Broncos defense just because I know they're trying to prove a point nowadays, and I know it won't happen again. Would I be keeping them? I just might. Depends what's available on the waiver wire. But that's my defenses, you guys. If you guys have any other opinions, let us know. But I do want to do something new to end off the fantasy videos. We did not do this last year. Okay. I want to play a game with you guys. I want to play over or under. Okay. I think this should be a lot of fun. A lot of people bet on this because this is actually illegal in all states for fantasy bets. You could bet the over and under of players. You could pick players week to week, and I think it should be a lot of fun. So I want to do one in each position. I'm going to do a wide receiver, a quarterback, a running back, and a tight end. Okay, so we're going to do it together, and we're just going to do the top placed of that position. So first off, we got Cooper Kupp. Is he going to get over or under 25.70 points?
Ooh.
Remember, they're going against Atlanta. Are they going to use Allen Robinson this week?
Over.
He's going over?
I'm taking the over.
Oof,
I don't know, man. I think he's going to go under.
Jeez, that's a lot of points for Cooper.
But it's Cooper.
It is Cooper.
Yeah, I think this past week he got 28.
He got
28
31,
or 30.
I thought.
Or 31? Okay,
Yeah.
there you go.
That's why I feel confident.
Okay. Yeah. I'm going to go with Reed here. I'm going to go over. And normally I wouldn't, but you know what? Cam Akers did do so hot. Henderson, I don't think he's going to be consistent. And really, he didn't throw the ball to anyone else. You know, it was just all him. So if this is a PPR format, so I think he would definitely get the over of 25 points. Let's move it on. Let's go with Josh Allen, who had a phenomenal game. Is he going to get over or under 25.41 points?
Oh, he's definitely going over. I think they're going against the Titans.
Tennessee Titans.
Yeah, they did have a good defensive stand this week, but the Titans only got 5 sacks on a horrible team against the Giants, and they lost. So I think Josh Allen's going to run all over them. They're not going to be able to contain this guy at all.
Nice. And we definitely saw him rush many times in that game. Okay, so my boy James Cook had one chance and he ruined it. He fumbled the ball. Horrible. Pete says that Allen's going to go over. I think we're all in agreement there. What do you think, Reed?
I'm going to take the under, actually.
Ooh, he's taking under.
Yeah.
All right. I like that. You're going a little different. Okay, let's find the next position here. We got the running back position in Christian McCaffrey, who will be over or under 20 points against the New York Giants, against a defense that I'm still not very high on.
Ooh, I think I'm going to go over on this one. Last week he did not have the best production, but I think it's because they're easing him in, seeing the offense. Baker's running the new offense. You know, they're still getting the kinks out. But I think they're going to notice that they need to use Christian McCaffrey a little bit more. They did come up with a win in week 1, but in week 2, I think they're going to want to make a statement and make sure that they shut down the New York Giants sooner than later.
I'm also going to take the over here.
Nice. I like it too. I think Vince said it perfectly. They're just easing him into it, and he will have a bigger workload as the games go on, just because they don't want to see this guy just go down in the first few weeks. And I'm scared. I didn't even want to watch the game, but I watched highlights, and I was watching the red zone. NFL red zone. Very scared. Let's find a tight end over here. We'll be this last one before we stop it. And we got Travis Kelsey, my boy, the guy that got me 26 points last week. Will he be over or under basically 19 points, 18.5 points against the Los Angeles Chargers, who proved that they have a good defense?
Oof. It's a hard one.
It is a hard one. So I'll start off here as one that has Travis Kelsey. I was very surprised that he scored 26 points. Actually, for the first time in fantasy, my risk investment, high draft pick paid off. It paid off. Okay. But I do not believe he will have the same results. I do believe he will be right at that 18-point range. So I don't think he's going to go over that. I think he's going to be in the under for 18.5 points.
Yeah, I think it's dependent on who they line him up with. I have a lot of faith in Derwin James there with LA Chargers. He's their safety there. So he usually comes down and he's a pretty good ball hawk, and he's a good hitter too. So I think he's going to contain Travis Kelsey. But 18 is kind of low. So I think Travis Kelsey is going to be about the 20-21 range.
I sure hope so.
Taking over.
I'm going to take the under. You got to predict these times when Travis Kelsey won't play as well. I'm gonna say under here.
Nice. Well, that was fun, you guys. We'll get a little more creative with that, but that was the first time we ever did over and under. I know it's very popular out there in the fantasy world. A lot of people just look at videos for predictions like that because people bet every single day. Now, let us know how you feel about our fantasy videos. Should we do more fantasy videos a week? We do it Tuesday because you got to put in your waiver request tonight. Okay, everything processes tomorrow morning. You best believe I'm going to be up at 6 in the morning checking to see if I got my waiver request. All right. But honestly, I'm probably not going to get any because I'm pretty much in first in all my leagues for some reason already. Yeah, I'm probably going to put my sock in my mouth later on. But appreciate every single one of y'all being here. I'm going to give a huge shout out to Pete. Thank you for asking all the questions, Pete. Thank you for being here live. Another shout out to Joshua Loyola, first time being here on the show. Thank you, man, for the great questions. Another one, Isaac Vanderveld. I'm going to butcher that name.
Or Vanderveld.
We'll just say Vanderveld. Appreciate you being here, you guys. Thank you all so much. I know Nestor was here earlier. I know Nick was here earlier. So thank you. And as always, you guys keep on grinding. Hit that subscribe button. Find us on TikTok. We're all over the place.